What's up, guys? Toasty here, GetBurt, and today I wanted to do a video talking about my first impressions on Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. Now, that's just a mouthful, but Naruto Storm 4 came out in Europe on the 5th, and it's going to be coming out in the North America and I believe South America on the 9th. So everybody's really hyped for it, and I see a lot of people on Twitter are really excited to play the game, and I've had it for a few days thanks to Bandai Namco for sending me the copy of the game, and I will be doing some videos on it, so keep an eye out for that. But I actually did want to talk about my first impressions before anything else, just for you guys who maybe are thinking of getting the game, or maybe you've already thought about getting the game and you're kind of just looking for other people's thoughts on it. I'll just give you guys my basic thoughts of the game. So I've had it on both the PC and the PS4. A lot of people are having problems with the PC version, which is already out, by the way. The PC version has actually been out since the 5th. But a lot of people have been having a lot of problems in terms of audio issues, optimization. Apparently, for a lot of people, there's a lot of FPS lag and all that stuff. For me personally, I haven't had these issues, but I am one in few, and I don't really have a weak computer, so I don't really count in the category of people who would have problems. But a lot of people are having problems, so that's something to think about if you're thinking about buying the PC version from Steam. But yeah, so I just think that if you're gonna buy anything, I would buy the PS4 version, just in case, because you know your computer could not work with it. It's possible your computer may not be very compatible with it. So I would say get the PS4 version if you have a PS4 or not. But you know, whatever. That's just personally what I think about the console PC comparison thing. If it was like the other games where I didn't really have that many problems, then I would suggest PC all the way, because the PC version, in my opinion, looks nicer, and it actually is still really fun. I mean, I don't know. That's just my personal thing, but they do run the same. Keep in mind, they both are 1080p, 30 FPS, so don't think there's anything that much better about PC version. I mean, CyberConnect 2, we've already been through this song and dance before. They always go 30 FPS, but yeah, that's pretty much what I say about which version to buy. But my basic thoughts of the game, my story, I haven't gotten through the entirety of the story because I actually want to save that for like a reaction type thing with a video. At least for the ending. So I didn't play through the entirety of the story. I played through a little, like over half of it. And personally, I will say that even though the game itself is really decent story-wise in terms of like the stuff that happens, the slideshows are something that a lot of people tend to complain about, because, you know, most YouTubers that have the game already have either tried playing through the story mode in order to unlock characters, because you do have to go through the story mode in order to unlock characters. You do get most of them when the game is given to you, like when you in free battle you already get more than half of the characters, but you do have to unlock a lot of other characters such as Hanabi and, you know, Zetsu Obito, like other characters like that you have to unlock through the story mode. You don't just unlock them by getting Rio like you did in Revolution or anything like that. You have to actually go through the story mode in order to get those characters. So personally, the story mode itself, the slideshows are just, in my opinion, they're not that great. I mean, really what you're getting is you're getting screenshots from the Shippuden anime. Keep in mind, this is directly from the Shippuden anime. Maybe some have, like, you know, slight like changes to them. Like maybe there's some changed animation or art even in the pictures, but that's really it. And you have like After effects and happening in the background and foreground. I mean, at one point, Naruto launched himself, and I think it was Madara, and it showed an After Effects like explosion. And in my opinion, it kind of looks a little bit cheap, but that's my personal opinion. And I don't want to dwell too much on the screenshots thing, because the screenshots themselves, while they are kind of slow and maybe a lot of people don't like them because it kind of ruins the pace of the game for them, the in-game cutscenes are amazing. Now, I do wish that it was like Storm 3, to where, you know, we always had, you know, in-game cutscenes happening. Like, I mean, in Storm 3, we have an abundance of in-game cutscenes that are all just like done with the in-game engine. It looked great. But this time around, they pretty much saved the in-game cutscenes for the very important parts of the story, like the main battle sequence and stuff like that, and the quick time events. So that's mostly where you're getting the in-game cutscenes in this game. Otherwise, you're mostly getting the Shippuden slideshow sort of thing. And it's mainly for the first part of the game. Keep in mind, for the first half of the game or so, you're going to be getting more of that. But then after that, you get more in-game cutscenes. So it kind of evens itself out, especially because of how good the in-game cutscenes actually are. I mean, I don't think the anime can do better than this at all, because just the type of animation on the character's face and everything like that is just great. It's just really good. I love the animation in Storm 4 for the characters and everything like in the in-game cutscenes. So that's great. The story mode itself is decent. I have no problem with it. The Horde mode is, in my opinion, worse than it was in Storm 3, but that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, that's really it for the story mode, at least the entirety of it that I've gone through. I will be doing a full review of the game that's more concise and better when the game is fully, at least I fully play through it and get more time with it. But just kind of wanted to give you guys my first impressions. So for the multiplayer side of things, which is probably the most important aspect for most other people who play Naruto, because first of all, it's the one that has the most longevity, because after you play story mode once, you're most likely not going to want to have to go and play through it again, or at least most people won't want to do that. Most people want to go straight to multiplayer, because most people don't want to play single battle either, because what's there for you in single battle? Not much at all. So people will go to multiplayer instantly, and that's really where the main longevity of the Naruto games usually lie. Now, this never happens on PC. Longevity of the Naruto games on PC is usually very short. People on PC have a lot more things to play, it seems, so they just move on to another game. And here, it seems like this will be no different, especially with Street Fighter coming out in a few. And while these two are very different games, one person will probably think, oh, I'll probably spend more time on Street Fighter than I will on Naruto. So the PC game will probably die down very quickly. And they've made some changes in the multiplayer. Now, the multiplayer 1v1 is fine. There's no problem with that. And on that note, I think that there won't be any problems with that down the line. From what I've played, there actually has been pretty smooth connection. I haven't really seen a lot of lag. Now, I have seen a lot of lag on other people's streams and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe it's just, you know, I haven't gotten into the unlucky matches or whatever. But yeah, for most of the time that I've been playing on online, I have not really ran into a lot of laggy matches. So yeah, that's pretty much what my experience is. And people who have more than one friend, usually in the Naruto games, there's an endless mode. Just like how in Xenoverse, for those of you who are Dragon Ball fans, there is an endless mode in Xenoverse where, you know, you have more than two people in a lobby, and it kind of cycles through you depending on who wins and who loses. It cycles upon you, and people can go on win streaks fighting against the other people in that lobby, and you get to spectate the people and everything like that. You get to watch the fight as well and maybe get hyped up and wonder who's going to win and all that stuff. And that was really great, and that was in the previous Naruto games as well. But sadly, in Storm 4, for some reason, they never said why. They never gave us a reason as to why they took it out. But spectator mode is gone. I don't know why it's gone. It's just gone out of literally nowhere. And a lot of people are very unhappy about this. And the amount of players that could be in one endless lobby was taken from 8 down to 4. Now, I don't know why any of these things happen. I don't know if it's maybe because of rounds or whatever. Maybe it's a technical issue. Maybe they just decided they thought it wasn't important or anything like that. But for people who like stream and a lot of stuff like that, like let's say YouTube troll like Papa Berto, he streams a lot of times. When he was streaming Revolution, he streamed endless because, you know, he would fight himself, obviously, but then when he lost, he would be able to read the chat and have a, you know, a good streaming experience, and people on stream would be able to watch the endless, but well, with the spectator mode as well, and it would be a much better experience. But now when someone's fighting on Storm 4, you're staring at the menu as they fight, which is just, I personally don't understand why they did that. I mean, it kind of reminds me of back when Raging Blast 2 had its tournament mode and you just sat at the menu waiting for people to finish, and it was so boring. And that's something that I really hope that they could change, but if they do change it, I feel like they won't change it until like months down the line. So think about like tournament mode for, I guess, Xenoverse. Think about how long that took and how people didn't care when it actually did come out, because it was so much more past the game's life cycle to where people just didn't care. Yeah, I think that same thing's going to happen with spectator mode. If they do bring it back, which there isn't a huge chance they will in the first place, that may or may not just be glazed over because people have stopped caring about the game at that point. I think that the fact that they did not have spectator mode and the fact that they have lowered the amount of players in Endless has slapped the longevity of the game a little bit, because a lot of people like playing Endless, especially the people with more than just one friend to fight against. Now, as I said before, fighting against one person, that's fine. There's no real problem with that. Rounds make it a lot better, in my opinion. I like it a lot more, at least. Makes the battles longer, makes them more intense, because, you know, maybe if one person wins one round, the one person wins the other round, maybe you have to clutch it, maybe you have little health or something like that, you know. It's really interesting, in my opinion. The round system, the leader switch system, all the new things that they've implemented, I actually really like. I like the new stuff they implemented in terms of the combat, gameplay, all of it's really good. And I think that the game itself is, on its standalone, the best Storm game that's come out. I think that Generations is the only one that really fights it at all. And that's because Generations itself had a few flaws, and that was it. It was the frenzy pill, and some of the speed of the characters kind of let them be incredibly overpowered, like Mass Man or whatever. But other than that, there was really not that many big flaws of Generations besides the story mode, which, you know, that's kind of been known as the best Storm game for quite a while now, until, I guess, Storm 4. And personally, I think that Storm 4 itself, in terms of balance and all that stuff, I really don't think that I've seen any broken characters. A lot of I was about to say the players. No, a lot of the characters who were slow before are actually a lot faster now. Hashirama, for example. And I'm not talking about reanimation that was introduced in Revolution. I'm talking about the original Hashirama, first Hokage, that was introduced, I believe, in Generations. Wait, was he in Generations or was he in Storm 2? He could have been in Storm 2, but I mean, I don't really remember seeing him in Storm 2. But him in Generations, I remember he was very slow, and he has been slow since then. But now, because of the way that the game is sped up a little bit, they made him faster, and a few other characters are faster too. Like, I know that Kabuto with the cloak is actually faster as well. And that's really cool. I'm glad that some characters got a little bit of an upgrade, I guess, and that's really awesome. Some characters are still slow, though. I think Kisame is still the same speed, but other characters are the same, but other characters are made much better. So on a whole, I will say that the Endless and Spectator thing, for a lot of people, I'll say it doesn't really matter as much because, you know, not everyone does Endless. Now, that's something that, you know, mainly is, I guess, a niche crowd. Some people do Endless and a lot of people don't. But personally, I really do wish that that was a fixed thing, because this is the last Storm game, and this is the actual last one. And sadly, we're seeming to get something of a botched online, at least compared to Revolution or whatever, in comparison for Storm 4, which is kind of sad because this is the last one, and it's the only one on next gen, or I guess current gen consoles. And I'm hoping that this sort of thing gets fixed. Maybe they can make the player limit 8 instead of 4, and maybe they can add spectator mode somewhere down the line. So maybe, I guess, people who stay with the game for a very long time will, you know, be able to enjoy spectator mode. I don't know, man. That's just something that's kind of a pet peeve to me, because I don't really know why they took it out. But yeah, I'm kind of dwelling too much on it, and I understand that, but that's just something that I personally feel like was a stupid decision. But other than that, the game itself is extremely solid. So far, from what I played through the story, it's all right. It's decent. It's not as detailed and great as Storm 3, at least in my opinion, but it is a really good story mode, and probably is the best Naruto game to have come out so far. But tell me what you guys think, and I'm talking about Naruto Storm games. The other games I don't really count in the same category because they're different types of games completely, like the Ultimate Ninja series and all that stuff. So tell me what you guys think about this in the comments down below. What do you guys think about Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4? If you gotten a chance to play it on PC or anything like that, have you gotten a chance to play it? And if so, tell me what you think. What do you guys think about the spectator mode thing? Do you guys really care? Do you guys play Endless? Do you guys just usually do 1v1s? If you do, there's no problem with that. I have no problem with that. But I was just asking you guys about that. But yeah, everything else in the game, keep in mind, is extremely solid. There's no real problems with what I've seen so far in the game, at least not really huge problems that I could say. So yeah, that's really what I think. The game is really good. Get it when it comes out on the 9th in the US. And if you're in the UK, go get it now. It's in your game. Well, game, I guess. Game, not GameStop. So yeah, go get it in your stores and all that stuff. I really do enjoy the game, and I'm glad that Storm 4 is actually something that will be able to complete the anime story better than the anime. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know this video was kind of long-winded, but this was kind of just me pouring out my thoughts on Storm 4, and I kind of wanted to see what you guys think as well. So be sure to leave your feedback in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys have not yet, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more Naruto content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Peace out.